Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Mac Daisy, back up in there, and today, that's right, it's that time. It's battle time. And today, I'm bringing you the Tribit X-Boom, that's this bad boy on the left, versus the Anker Soundcore Motion Q. That's this joint on the right. Okay, so both of these speakers are 360 Bluetooth speakers. They both are in that price range of about 50 to 70 bucks. So, based on your spending prowess is basically how you're going to differentiate which one you like normally. But I wanted to bring you some other aspects of what can differentiate in these units. First, normally what I do is I have 5 decent topics that I go off of. First is that build. What does it look like? What are some of the specs? If that includes any pricing or whatever, really what it is more for me is what is the intangibles that it comes with. Next is that sound quality. Then we got portability. And then overall badassery. Yeah, I said that. Overall badassery. Okay, so here we go. First, the build. Both of these are 360 cams. So, based on what you like, cheers to you guys, is what you're gonna pick. First, on the right, you have more of that HomePod kind of look. It's really tiny in comparison to a HomePod, of course, but it's got that felt material that surrounds the whole unit. It's got the information on the top here. Now, there's not a readout or a digital display or anything like that. It just has a LED on top, which is blue or white, and then it has the power. It's got the Bluetooth, it's got the plus or minus, and it has the play pause button. On the Tribit, it has that more of a JBL Flip style look to it. It is bigger than the Flip, but not as big as like a Charge in the JBL lineup. All right, so as a matter of fact, I think I have a JBL down here right now that I can give you a quick comparison of. All right, let's see. Just put out. As you can see, it's a little bit bigger than the JBL Flip. So there you go. Now, what about that specs? Okay, so they both are 360 cams. That's funny. They both are 360 speakers. Okay, they both have pretty long-lasting battery life. I believe that the Tribit is, and I'll put it down on the screen here after I do the research on it, but I think the Tribit is a little bit bigger battery than the Motion Q, but not by much. Then we have the fact that the button placement on that Tribit is big and noticeable. So it's got that almost XBoom type of look to it. And by the way, guys, don't worry, that XBoom is coming through soon. I'll do a comparison with this one as well, the Anker Soundcore Motion Q, because of the size and how they resemble each other. So then we've got, the badasseriness. I'm going to get to that in a minute, but let's go on to that sound quality so we can give you some details. Here we go. I got a couple of tablets lined up. So first we're going to start off with the Tribit and some copyright-free music. I believe that's all the way out. Let's make it.
You're never gonna make it, you're not good enough. There's a million other people with the same stuff. You really think you're different, and you must be kidding. Think you're gonna hit it, but you just don't get it. It's impossible, it's not probable, you're irresponsible. Too many obstacles, you gotta stop it, yo. You gotta take it slow, you can't be a pro. Don't waste your time no more. Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? I don't give a damn if you say you disapprove. I'm gonna make my move, I'm gonna make it soon. And I'll do it cause it's what I wanna fucking do. Cause all these opinions and all these positions, they come in millions, they blocking your vision. But no, you can't listen, that shit is all fiction. Cause you hold the power as long as you're dreaming. There's no way that you make it, and maybe you can fake it, but you're never gonna make it. Aren't you just gonna take that? Make them take it all back. Don't tell me you believe that. Aren't you just gonna take that? Or will you fucking fight back?
Okay, so the decibel meter on the Tribit is 97.1. Keeping in mind that this is copyright-free music, so the music quality is not the high quality that your own personal, whether it be like a Spotify or your own purchased music would be. Next, we're going to go with the Anker Soundcore Motion Q. Here what we got. Why does I feel it's going to go to commercial or something? All right, here we go.
You're never gonna make it, you're not good enough. There's a million other people with the same stuff. You really think you're different and you must be kidding. Think you're gonna hit it, but you just don't get it. It's impossible, it's not probable, you're irresponsible. Too many obstacles, you gotta stop it though. You gotta take it slow, you can't be a pro, don't waste your time no more. Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? I don't give a damn if you say you disapprove. I'm gonna make my move, I'm gonna make it soon. And I'll do it cause it's what I wanna fucking do. Cause all these opinions and all these positions, they come in millions, they blocking your vision. But no, you can't listen, that shit is all fiction. Cause you hold the power as long as you're dreaming. There's no way that you make it, and maybe you can fake it, but you're never gonna make it. Aren't you just gonna take that? Make them take it all back. Don't tell them you believe that. Aren't you just gonna take that? Or will you fucking fight back?
Okay, so I'll tell you right off the bat, look at the decibel meter right here. That Anker Soundcore Motion Q won by 0.3 of a decibel. So, I mean, they're both in that 97 range. So 97.1 versus 97.4 for the same song. I don't know. I don't know if you really call that a win, but technically by the numbers, that Anker got it. So I guess that's the winner on that round. Now, what did you think about the bass versus the treble? Did you think that the treble on the Motion Q is a little bit tinny, a little bit loud, a little bit higher than the Tribit? Was the Tribit bass better? Was it quality? Because the Tribit has a passive radiator where this has just two 6. Is it 6 or 8? Believe me, the specs will be there. I'll put the specs on the screen. If not, actually down in the comment section somewhere, and I'll pin it, whatever, so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. It's a little bit different in the build quality that they did. The build was a little bit different. So maybe they were aiming at different markets, but I'll tell you what, they are both badass when it comes to that sound quality. Now, next is portability, and I'll tell you what it is for me about portability. There are two ways that I move around with my Bluetooth speakers. First, in my car, I usually try to keep them in like a bag or a backpack or something of that nature. But from time to time when I'm out and I'm using them, sometimes I just come into the car and drop it in the cup holder. Now, that Tribit looks like it's gonna fit a cup holder, doesn't it? Because it does. Whereas the Anker is a little bit fatter. Giggity. So that fat ass on that Anker keeps it from fitting into that cup holder. But, again, when it comes to portability, what I'm more concerned about is when I'm walking around and whatnot, the lanyard on that Anker is so nice. If it's around my wrist, it goes with me. It moves around. When I'm shopping, when I'm doing whatever, I keep my music playing. You know what I say, you gotta have your theme music with you wherever you go. So that works for me when it comes to the Motion Q. Now the Tribit though, when I'm at the table, having a bite to eat or whatever, whether it be outside at a picnic table type of deals, that Tribit is very nice. It just sits in the middle of the table and everyone around can hear it with that 360. That's beautiful. So, it's all really, subjective to what you are using it for, but for me personally, portability still has to go to that Anker because I love that lanyard that they have on there. And let me show it to you real quick. Oh. It is nice and long, fits around the wrist, ta-da, and you keep it moving. Whereas with the Tribit, it is more of a, put two fingers in, like I don't know if you can see, but my fingers are fat. What up though? And so, it only fits in about 2 fingers when I'm walking around with it. So I have to hold it I got to hold it like you would like a mug or a cup or something, like, you're grabbing something, right? And that blocks the 360. You know what I'm saying? So that's just something that you got to think about. How are you going to walk around with that unit? So next is the overall badassery. And let me tell you, here's how I judge that. When I go out, I like to have music with me, a theme music, okay? So that means that wherever I am, whether it's in my backpack or attached to it or somehow in my hand or on my wrist or something, I've got music playing from my phone on my Bluetooth speakers. Now, when I am out with that Anker, people look every time. Without fail, people, what? Damn. And I've gotten so many comments. People are like, wow, the clarity on that's killer. Is that an Apple? Like, they've actually asked me, is that some new Apple product? I guess maybe that's what Anker was going for, as it looks like a HomePod. So people are asking me, yo, is that Apple? I'm like, no, that's Anker. People are like, what? What's an Anker? Most times I got to let people know what that is. But I'll tell you what. When I'm at a dinner table, when I say dinner table, I go out to eat with the wifey or whatever. I put music on, usually not too loud, just something that's like, a little ambiance for the table. But a lot of the waitresses and waiters that come by, they've even sent other waiters and waitresses by and say, yo, check out that speaker, because they like the way it looks. They like the aesthetics that's very pleasing with that plus and minus and that action button. So, I normally would give this a wash, but I'm not going to do that this time because I think it's about 2 to 2. I got the build and I believe the specs for that Tribit, but that sound quality and the portability to that Anker. So overall badassery, I'm going to have to go with the Anker. That is a badass boy right there. That one on the right is going to take it today. But if you get either of these two speakers, you will not be disappointed. As a matter of fact, you may find that you like that quality as opposed to some of those other heck of a lot more expensive units that are in this space. Now, I'm gonna bring that XBoom that we're gonna check out soon. We're gonna check it out. We might just put in the middle of these two and see if it just blows them both away or what. Because that price point right now on Amazon, I believe that XBoom's got it like, half the cost. So it might be worth your money right now. What else is coming up in the lab? Let's see. We got some other products from Anker coming out soon. As a matter of fact, I'll tell you what. They got some new stuff that they sent to me that I'm not even really supposed to talk about yet. So I'm not going to tell you any names or anything like that. But yo, I'll put it like this. I like to buy things to compare those items to. Now, I've got a couple, but I wanted to make sure I get a brand new one to go along with it. We got something to compare it to. I'm going to just leave it like that. I'm not going to throw out any names of any products out there, nothing like that. But I just say we got stuff to compare it to coming up soon, guys. Check me out down below. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe. Don't forget, leave a comment. Let me know what you think about these two. Which one won in your ideas, okay? And while you're down there leaving them comments, might as well give them thumbs, yo. Giving them thumbs. And hey, always remember, be the hero in your story, not the villain in someone else's. Peace.